Virgo, how you doing? So yeah, if you need a personal reading or anything like that, all links are provided below in the show more section to reach out for angel radio, music production, all that kind of stuff, personal readings, links to everything that you may need. Okay, so let's see. So Virgo, the sea, all at sea. Someone could actually be sea, Lucy, Laura, Lucifer, but Lucy, at sea. We are all at sea. So your partner could work on a boat or is at sea, physical or across the ocean. Something to do with ocean waves. Okay, so the ocean. Some of you might live near the ocean. Could be called Billy Ocean. Okay, but like live on the ocean, like on the coast. We might be going down the coast or coast to coast, or the name Costa or Kosher, the person that's deceased loved one of mine. So you could have a spirit around you for a lot of you. Silver, spirit in the sky, Sylvia, or Kosher. Like, so it could be anything to do around London or something like that. But like, yeah, all at sea. So there could be someone that works on the coast here, on the coastline. Costa. Some of you might drink like me, like Suave coffee of Costa coffee. Costa coffee. So you might stop off at these one-stop shops and stuff like that, and you might drink a lot of coffee, or you pop around to see people to drink coffee. Like, do you want to come in for a coffee? Do you want to come in for a coffee? Again, you might even own a coffee shop or something like that, but coffee shop. Okay, like a one-stop shop coffee shop. Okay, or it's like just someone stops in all the time, and it might be a friend. And like, you're right, bro. Do you want to come around for a coffee? Do you want to come around for a coffee? Okay, yeah, let's sit down, have a cup of coffee, have a chat, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, chat Andrew, Andrea, Ansfield, from Anderton. You might be looking into music, VSTs, mixing, mastering, and anything to do around Anderton's music from Guildford. So some of you, there might be a Gill, which might mean Pisces, Bill, or Gill. So, Pisces. But like Guildford is also a place where they have a music shop in Guildford. So it's like London, like kind of area, south. But yeah, something to do with Gill. So you got to really be dealing with a fish, Pisces, or a life path 3. Let's see. Anderton, Mr. Anderton. Unless someone's called Anderson or Anderton. Anderson or Anderton. Could be requiring travelling distance, because that would be from here. So it could be, like I said, it could be a car, Cancerian, life path 7, or a Cancerian of like guilty, like a guilty pleasure. Like I feel guilty. Who feels guilty? I feel guilty. Like it's a guilty pleasure of mine, and it's a honour, something to do with Medal of Honour. You could be playing Medal of Honour. Or it's an honour. Donna, the name Donna. Or it's a D. Danielle, Danny, Zuko. Hold on. Suki. So sort of like true blood, or in your family. Blood. Something in the blood. Blood-borne disease. Or you could have like chlamydia or something. I don't know. Or like, yeah, I'm picking up like something in the blood, like blood disease, blood-borne, a newborn baby or a newborn child, or something to do with grandparents and parents around a newborn child. Okay, and something to do with my blood. Something is in my blood. Like blood test. I need to have a blood test. You won't be drinking blood, so unless you're eating a lot of like red meat, like bloody steak and stuff like that. Bloody. Like I like it rare. Rare rabbit. Bear rabbit. Abbott. Abby. Abigail. Abbott. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what that's for. Guildford. Andertons. They keep saying Anderson. The name Anderson. Rebecca Anderson. Andertons. Anyway, let's see. So Virgo, because I'm hearing let's see, maybe there may be a baby. Someone could have got pregnant here, and maybe there is a baby involved. Okay, maybe baby. Someone could have just got pregnant, or someone's just given birth to a newborn child here. Baby. Anne, the name Anne, or Annabelle, or Annie, or a nanny, like grandmas and mothers and stuff like that, like I'm a grandmother. Yeah, so newborn child, new person, sex, chlamydia. I don't know why I keep picking up chlamydia, but like some sort of like hot, steamy sex or something like that, or Stevie or Stephen, another Stephen. But hot Steve, hot, someone's called hot, or someone's really hot, like wet as fuck, or just hot all the time, like, or someone's just really attractive. Hotness, you right? Hotness, hot nurse, not nurse, like a nurse that's very hot, very attractive nurse. Or I mean, a nurse can also be someone that works for the elderly and people like that. Okay, or a hot mother. You're dealing with another 9. You got yourselves, so you got children, friends, and mothers here. Okay, your child could have left. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, specifically of a loving relationship, and this is like a one-night stand sexual. Like, it's just a one-night stand. That's all it was. It's all what I'm hearing is all it was. It just was a one-night stand. It was what it was, and that's it. But you could live. Because I'm keeping up this person's next door to you, next door but one, next door but one. Someone that lives in the same building, next door but one. So not your next door neighbour, but the other person next to your neighbour. Unless it's someone from Australia. Neighbours. Everybody needs good neighbours. But yeah, deep emotions run deep with the moon. Or Anna deep. Or someone went deep into someone and went right in. Like, I'm going to give you balls deep. Or sick balls chopper. Or some sort of like bulldog or something like that. Wow, so you really are talking. Some of you got a new person here, Virgo. New. Well, a new is someone's new. A Hoover. Hoverboard. Marty McFly. I'm nothing but a fly guy. Someone unzipped their fly. Jai. The name Jai, Juicin. I got the Juicin lot. Or Lottie, Laura, Lulu, Lucifer, a friend of yours, a friend of a friend. This is a friend of mine. Some of you are telling your friend about something that's been going on with this moon. Of like, I'm going to tell you what's been going on with the moon here. With this, because I keep picking up it being a Cancerian. But the moon to me is a 9. It's yourselves, Virgo. But it means emotions are starting to flow. Like, conversation is starting to pick up here. Quite a lot of it, talking to someone all of the time. It could even be a friend. Like a friend. Like, I live with my mother and I come over and visit. Blah, blah, blah. And then we talk as friends. Like, do you want to come over tonight and we'll talk as friends? But this is also a one-night stand where someone has sex on their mind. Like, they have that on their mind. Okay. And then it was kind of like, well, we did it once. So if we've done it once, we might as well do it again, right? We've kind of did the deed and blah, blah, blah. And we've done it once. So, or like this is an ex or someone like, because they're giving Dan or Danielle or Danny. And we've done it once, so we might as well give it another go. Like, can we give it another go here? So it's kind of like a hookup, really, like a call girl or someone that you just call up or they call up for just like sex and that's it, like Sex in the City kind of thing, right? Let's just call you up for a booty call, have sex, and then I'll talk to you again another time. Like, can I see you again after that? Or shall we just stay friends kind of thing here. Like it was just a one-night thing. I keep hearing like a one-night stand or something. Let's see. And then some of you, this is your friend. Virgo. What's going on with Virgo this week, please? The Tower. So there you go. So there is sex here. So for a lot of you, this is masturbation or sex or stuff like that. Feeling very erotic at this time. It might be with a new person. Like I said, I really don't pick up much to do with old here. I keep picking up like, or someone that you know of, basically, Virgo, that you're talking to a lot. Okay, but like, or Laura, Kieran, Laura, or Lucy, or Lucifer, or Capricorn. But yeah, someone that I know very well, and someone that I'm also like having sexual, like this is a Kundalini awakening. Like, you know, I'm having, this could be a brother and a sister and God knows what else, and you're talking about this Kundalini awakening that you've got with this person. Like a very sexual kind of, well, a Kundalini is sexual awakening. It's fucking intense. So, something like that here. And all I can think about is their Todger. Yeah. Be careful someone's also not listening into your conversations here. Because I'm hearing we're listening into your conversation. We can hear you doing that, the Tower. We can see that you're doing it. Somebody wants the other person to see them doing it. Like they want to get caught doing it. Or they want to see the person's Todger or something. Or like, I want to see it. Or I want to see you. Or I want to see them. Emily, Melissa, Maria, Michael Jackson, Julian, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine. Let's see. Virgo. This week, Virgo, you got yourselves again 9 and 9. What is going on, Virgo? Lost in purgatory of just like, I just want a dick. Like, I just want dick. It's like, I wish someone would give me some kind of direction or an erection. Like, I wish someone would just give me an erection. Or I can't get rid of my erection. Like, I don't know. Because this can also be impotent. Like, this could be really struggling through, because it's oil, it's dry energy. So it's kind of like, I'm really struggling around in order to get aroused, is what I'm hearing. Like, I struggle by getting aroused by this person. Okay, but then I don't. It's kind of very weird. I don't know what this is. But, like, I'm getting very aroused and very aroused and very aroused. But then I'm also not getting very aroused. And I'm getting very, like, frustrated in the sex department by not knowing. Because this could be impotency. Okay, that I need Viagra or something like that. And I need something to get me going. Okay, so I mean, it could be drug. It could be someone that suffers through depression, or takes a lot of tablets that make someone really struggle around that, or needs to take tablets for this kind of energy here also. Okay, I mean, I don't know, but there's this aroused energy, but then more of an argumentative energy about arousal. Okay, so it might be where someone used someone as a one-night stand, and it's caused chaos. But I keep hearing like a disease, like a blood disease energy or something like that. Like it runs through my veins and my blood. Let's see, Virgo. What have we got coming up? So the Ace of Coins. So there's this recovered energy, like I'm recovering. Or I'm a recovered worker, like I work for people and I have to like take on their shifts. Okay, recovered addict is also hearing like I'm recovering. So like I will say this because I've done a lot of therapy myself and I've also been a therapist. At some point in your life you have to know that you are recovered, meaning that your distance has been that long that keep prolonging the inevitable of recovery. You're just constantly reminding yourself that you're always in recovery. So you always need to talk about triggers, emotions. I have to stay away from the pubs, I have to stay away from here, blah blah blah. At some point in your life, you have to realise that you are recovered to be able to fully let it go, okay? Because this can be a constant reminder, okay? A constant reminder, like you're constantly reminding me all of the time, and it reminds me of this, and it reminds me of the past, and it reminds me of the future, and it can be a very feared energy because it can be avoidance. I'm avoiding the main issue, okay? I'm avoiding the fact that I need to sort myself out and start over again, okay? So it could be avoiding people. But sometimes that's a good thing for a lot of you. Let's see, Virgo. There's a fucking hell of a lot of new spying energy here, I've got to admit. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Y'all up in the... What is going on with these new people, or someone really struggling around their auntie, uncle, or something like that? You got 7 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. Like there's karmic illusion. See, these two energies together can be good, right? If you've got like a really good rapport with somebody, right, and you're really building that energy up, and it's sexual, it's like sexual fantasies, and I've got fantasies, and I'm very erotic, and we're manifesting, and we're using sex as a tool to get the feelings going and all bubbled up, and then we're using communication to be honest with one another, and we've got like a really good dialect going on, and then we've got the fantasy going on, we've got the feelings going on, we've got the manifestation of what we want for our future. If that sticks together and you do that together, there's an energy of where this requires action to make it come true. But then somebody starts to fear the energy and then puts a pile of shit onto the manifestation of fear. So they have a sexual experience that may not be physical. They have a metaphysical sexual experience with another. But then when it comes to crunch time, they wake up and they realise, oh, it's just all a dream. It was all just a dream. Which means it can lead to a lot of nightmares, meaning a lot of stuck energy of manifestation of thoughts. Really, when you come out of that and you snap out and you think, oh, actually, the manifestation of my life of dream actually wasn't fucking really happening. It's not happening for me. So all I can do is keep manifesting and manifesting and manifesting. But then when I wake up and come out of the mushroom cloud, it's more, what do they call it? Rose-tinted glasses. Okay, rose-tinted glasses. Like, I'm dreaming and I'm thinking and I'm feeling and I'm touching and I'm kind of doing all of the above. But then when I wake up and come back out reality and snap, there goes Aberdeen, I realise, snap, I've just fucking snapped. Right, I've just snapped at someone. I've just had a go at someone because what I thought was happening wasn't. What I thought was going to come true didn't. I made a plan, I had it all in my head, and then all of a sudden, that didn't come true, and now I'm fucking pissed off. Why does it always happen to me? Blame. 5 of cups, 5 of swords, 5 of wands. Manifesting things without this. Giving people's consent to not or to be with you or not. So you add a lot of negative thoughts onto this that can make you dream negative stuff. Okay. So if you're hanging around negative things and watching, like cross-watching, for instance, like if you're cross-watching and you're getting very angry that people are not doing what you want them to do, you manifest what you think is going to happen by a shitload of spying and by a lot of cross-watching energy and spying on people and making them feel uncomfortable, whoever this is. And all I'm doing is just being in the background spying, trying to find out if this is ever going to come true. And then when I realise that it doesn't, and nobody really reaches out or speaks or talks or I can't, then all of a sudden I get very irate and pissed off the fact that this didn't really happen. So I believe that it's going to happen, but it didn't. I thought it was going to go somewhere, but it didn't. Okay. You used me. That kind of energy. So I need to find someone else. And then I found someone else. And then they used me. You see? It can be a destructive pattern of depression here. Of depression, of just like jumping straight into the first energy that is available. Because it can be like a one-night stand. I tried to move on the best I could. And I tried to get out of this the best I could. I had a one-night stand. And then suddenly I'm now feeling erotically connected to the person. But then all of a sudden I thought that something was going to come of this. And then all of a sudden it didn't. And now why does this shit always happen to me? Why do I always end up back here? These could be your children. These could be kids. Or very younger soul energies that are learning about what it's physically like to be in a stable relationship that one wants but another one doesn't. This could be really when... Well, I mean, I won't put anyone in a bracket, but for instance, where women start to realise what men are really like. And then being a man, what women can really be like. You know, it's the both cut from the same cloth of understanding which one suits me better. Is it this one? Is it this one? Or is it this one? Or is it the same one? And the same one that has never done anything apart from make me dream and think about them all of the time, but nothing's ever really fucking happened. Because every time I speak... I get blocked and told no, and then I have to close down emotionally and then physically just spy to see if there's any change in looking at tarot cards to see if there's any change from this week to next month to the month after. Have they changed their mind yet? Has anything happened without me creating my own destiny? Have I reached out to the person? Would they accept if I did? Can I? Should I? Do I not? I don't want to, but I do, but I don't. So just stuck in the energy of purgatory. Purgatory. Caught between a rock and a hard place of like, well, I'm trying to move on. I did. Met someone new. And then the same thing happened as what happened with the old. Here. And now all I can do is just think about, well, I don't know, it depends on who you're thinking about here, but someone's doing a hell of a lot of thinking but not a lot of action here. But like I said, if the other person doesn't want to speak to you and talk to you, because people ask me for their advice and they say, look, Steve, I do want this, I do want this, I do want this, but the other person don't, what do I do? There's nothing that you can do. Two people have to be in an agreement at all. Of any soul contract, whether it be karmic or not karmic, if it turns out karmic, that's because the other person doesn't want it. The other person does want it. You both have to be in an agreement to put the work in. If someone leaves, that's because they didn't want to. So you have to give them their blessings and move on, and then move on with another person to find out more about yourself through the reflection of another person. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. You elevate. Okay? But, you can control your own destiny, but you can't control your own thoughts and feelings that you may have for a person, but you definitely can't control another person's thoughts and feelings, because if they don't have them the same as you, that's where you're going through control issues of trying to force someone to want to be with you, and then not being able to understand why they don't. Or why does nobody want to be around me all the time? Why do people not like me? Why do people like me? A lot of questions can rise up through situations where you're going through difficult periods in life of like, 1 minute I feel okay and then the next minute I feel really lonely, and I speak to someone and then I just really want you to leave me alone. But then when people do leave me alone, why are everybody really leaving me alone? So you're kind of like, you're going through an awakening here for a lot of you, and you're kind of like waking up to the energy of realizing what do I want in my life, and not the other person that I can't change. What do I want? Okay. Who do I want? What do I want? What direction am I going in? Is it where I just really want to stick with friends and that's it? Okay. Or am I trying to be friends with an ex? You can't be friends with an ex. If you keep trying to be friends with someone that you've had a very sexual experience with, or an ex, and you've had a very long go of it and it's done nothing but cause this, you cannot be friends with exes. You can't do it. Because someone can say, look, let's try being friends. And you have tried that. And you've done nothing but end up fighting and arguing and splitting up and arguing. Or you've gone back to an ex and you're like, well, I miss you as... All of those kind of things, you have to physically move on from people and meet new people here. So we'll see. But we'll clarify more cards. We're going to do you a full triangle here, Virgo. And then we're going to look into, and I think these have been working out quite well for some people, is the challenges that you are going to be facing this week, or challenges that of whether that be the same person, an old person, a new person, a friend or a family, a metaphysical or physical relationship, challenges about your life and health, whatever messages that Spirit has for you of what they want you to look at, to challenge yourself, to try and do or stop doing, is the messages that I give you after we've done your reading. That is actually on Patron, but it's the full access bundle only. That's where you get everything all in one. Because some people have been moaning that it's very expensive. You could go over to Sal, that'll cost you 16 quid for 2 or 3 minutes, and that's one reading. Okay, so I believe that I'm quite cheap compared to some people that think I'm really expensive. If you follow me in numerology, you can also watch those. If you're an 8 somewhere and say that, or say here, for instance, whether you've actually got one major arcana here, 2. But if you're a 7, you can watch it as a Cancerian, a life path 7, so on and so forth, right? But that's the only ones you can really watch. But but depending on what your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus is. Anyway, if you want to follow the link is below. Also to Angel Radio as a music producer. Free music is going over there all the time now. If you like it, just take a look. The link's below. Everything is below. Thanks very much, Virgo. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.